Barcelona is building an attacking force designed to dominate Europe. With over 140 goal contributions, they had the best front three in Spain. But when the crucial moment arrived, everything collapsed. Their Champions League dreams came crashing down. Now, Hansi Flick is preparing a new attacking scheme. But how dangerous is this front line? And how far can they really go? Let's break it down. Last season, Barca's front three looked perfect on paper. With Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal leading the line, they were expected to deliver goals. And in La Liga, they did. Combined, they recorded over 140 goal contributions in all competitions, rivaling the most prolific teams in Europe. But it wasn't just their output that stood out. It was also their diversity in playing styles. Lewandowski remained a lethal striker with elite finishing and penalty box movement. Raphinha played as a classic winger, creating and scoring from wide areas. And Lamine Yamal, the teenage wonder, was the creative heartbeat with incredible flair and vision for someone his age. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough. When it came to the Champions League, the true battlefield, Barca's attack lost its edge. They were eliminated by Inter Milan in the second leg, not just because of refereeing errors like the missed foul on Gerard Martin, but because their key players ran out of steam. Raphinha and Yamal, in particular, looked exhausted. They struggled to break through defenses, their pressing intensity dropped, and attacks became predictable. At the most crucial time, their strengths turned into weaknesses. Flick saw this. He knew that even though the numbers looked great, the team couldn't rely on the same players game after game without rotation. That's why he started making serious changes, beginning with the right wing. Lamine Yamal was Barca's most creative player last season. At just 16 years old, his influence was enormous. With 18 goals and 25 assists, his contribution was astonishing. But under Flick, he's grown even more. He started to control games, not just participate in them. His decisions, when to pass, dribble, or shoot, are now far more mature. Flick worked on Yamal's positioning and timing, helping him become more efficient, not just sprinting down the wing, but understanding where spaces will open. He's developing fast. But there's a problem. Barcelona is overly dependent on him. Without Yamal, the team's creativity drops significantly. This over-reliance has serious consequences. In key matches like the Champions League, Yamal ran out of energy, and for a player his age, that's risky. Flick knows this scenario can't repeat, so he brought in Rooney Bardi. Bardi may not be a household name yet, but his talent is clear. A left-footed, agile player, comfortable in tight spaces, capable of playing on both flanks. Flick wants Bardi to rotate with Yamal, especially in games like the Copa del Rey, to keep Yamal fresh for European nights. But Bardi isn't just there to give rest. He adds variety. If Yamal is locked down, Bardi can offer a different kind of threat from the opposite flank. That kind of balance is vital for a team competing on multiple fronts. The striker position also presents a challenge. Lewandowski is still productive, over 40 goal contributions. But at 36, Flick's fast-paced style is becoming difficult to sustain. Flick's system relies on quick transitions. Strikers must press, move constantly, and attack space, hard to do consistently at that age. This is where Ferran Torres becomes crucial. Last season, Ferran shone whenever he was trusted. With limited minutes, he scored 19 goals and added 7 assists. That's a goal contribution every 76 minutes. Extremely efficient. More than the stats, Ferran excelled in games that required pace and energy. He could break defensive lines and create space, something Lewandowski can't always offer now. If Ferran maintains this form, he could become the best starting striker in La Liga. He's calmer in front of goal and smarter with his runs. Plus, his versatility gives Flick more tactical options. False nine, winger, or even a two-striker setup with Lewandowski. Then comes the number 10, the playmaker role. This position is now a key area. Barcelona has several options. Pedri remains the central figure, with vision, pinpoint passing, and intelligence in tight spaces. but he's more suited to central midfield than being the sole creative spark around the box. That's why Flick is turning to Dani Olmo. Though last season wasn't his best, his technical quality is undeniable. Injuries and adaptation issues held him back, but under Flick, who knows how to maximize technical players, Olmo could flourish again. There's also Fermin Lopez, a young talent who delivered when it mattered. 8 goals and 10 assists, with many in decisive moments. Fermin is fearless, technically sound, and confident with the ball. Flick might even use Raphinha as a number 10, leveraging his scoring and combination play. That's now possible thanks to reinforcements on the left wing. Last season, the left flank was a weak spot. Raphinha was often used there, and while he posted great numbers, 34 goals and 25 assists, his style isn't that of a natural winger. He tends to cut inside, more like a second striker. That worked in La Liga, but it failed against top European sides. When Alejandro Balde got injured, width on the left disappeared. Raphinha couldn't fill that role. He doesn't beat players wide on the left. Flick noticed this, so he brought in Marcus Rashford on loan from Manchester United, a smart move that didn't cost much. Though Rashford declined at United, he still possesses pace, dribbling, and lethal counter-attack instincts. At Aston Villa on loan, he showed flashes of his former brilliance, especially in the Champions League. Rashford brings something Raphinha doesn't: natural width, speed, and unpredictability on the left. He can stretch defenses or cut inside, depending on the situation. This flexibility is crucial when facing low blocks. Plus, Rashford can also play as a striker or even on the right wing. He's shown that versatility under both Ten Hag and Emery. He's not a pure number 9, but his movement and finishing are effective. What's most exciting? Barca only loaned him. That means they bolstered the left side without long-term financial risk, and Rashford has everything to prove on Europe's biggest stage. But Rashford isn't the only new option. Barcelona also has Vaille, an exciting young left winger. Just 18 years old, but already a standout for the youth team that won the treble last season. Vaille is quick, balanced, and fearless in one-on-one situations. What sets him apart is his intelligence, knowing when to stay wide, cut inside, and when to make the run. He also has a mature instinct for scoring. Many believe he could be this season's breakout star, just like Yamal last year. Looking at the big picture, Hansi Flick's vision is clear. He's not just solving last season's fatigue issues. He's building an attack that's deeper, more flexible, faster, and ready for the demands of every competition. But what do you think? Can Barcelona win the treble next season? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. You can also check out our video on why La Liga should fear Rashford this season. See you next time.